Here we go. I'm going to be using these existing holes for my air horns that I'm putting on here. So yesterday I made these and I excluded you from the manufacturing of them, but you can see I've TIG welded this into a nice shape. It's going to sit on there. I want to bring it right up to the top. I'm putting this on here to bring them out a little bit because I want to be able to make sure the hood closes with no issues. One of the first things you notice, though, is these holes are not straight. But when we measure from the edge of the door here, this one's 2 1/4, and this one's 2 1/8 to the edge of the hole. So they look really wicked because everything's slanted, so it kind of throws you off. So, but there's only 1/8 difference in that. So what I'm doing is I'm going to mark. Tube goes there. I'm going to bring it just down a little bit. I'm going to mark it right there. Right there. Then I'm going to take it over the table. We'll measure this center to center first. It's easy to start with the 10. And the center of the hole is the same as the edge of the hole to the edge of the hole, as long as you do bottom to bottom or top to top. So I'm doing bottom to bottom, and it's 8 5/8. So now we'll check our little ticks. See how accurate we are. 8 5/8. Look at that. Okay. So we'll take it over to the table and put a mark on it. Okay, there we go. I used my square. I think you can see that. Maybe. There. And there. So that, see how accurate we are. Again, we can check the same way. Center to center should be 8 5/8. Where are we? Right there. Look at that. Okay. So the only difference is now is this one is 1/8 more that way than that one. So if we go, we want to make sure everything is parallel. So how are we going to figure that out? I can move my center line over 1/8 on the bottom. Yeah, that should work. Then if I go center to center and 1/8 more on the bottom, that should make this parallel with this. Because if you go level with something, like that would be level, I imagine. That looks level to me with my eye. Actually, we can verify that because we have one of them there levels. Okay, so let's say we eyeballed it level. It doesn't really matter, because if you have more air in the front of the truck's up. What's level got to do with anything? That's an important thing. You have to determine what level is. In my case, level will be in line with this, because then everything is square. And then if the truck's up on a hill, it's still level to that. If you try to put something on level, like let's say I'm on a hill like that and I put a level on it, well, that's really going to be cockeyed when you go on a level piece of ground. So here we have it on the workbench. I marked this one here at 7/8 from that edge, because that's the edge that is further along, because this bottom has the tapered on it. The only reason I tapered it like that is because I happen to have a piece cut like that. I didn't have to change my saw or anything. There we go. One there, and this one I put dead center. So when they go together, they should be the same. Of course, my center punch isn't working. There we go. And because I don't trust it, I'm going to hit it with a real center punch. Okay, so what I figured I'd do, we'll pause you for a second. I'm going to grab these carriage bolts I have. So I have these carriage bolts. They're stainless steel. So what I figured I'd do is put them in this way so that you'd see the nice round spot on the outside. Of course, it'll be here and here. Those 3 dots represent where I have to bolt the actual air horns to. So it'll end up having a little bit of a bump on it, but I'm going to put rubber in between it. So that'll keep it from interfering with it. And we'll see what happens. So I'm going to drill right through, put the carriage bolt on the outside, and then throw it onto the truck that way. I might even tack it with a TIG so that it doesn't come out. And I may end up scrapping this whole project, but you know, that's what happens. That's how you learn. You make mistakes. I'm the best at doing that, not learning, making mistakes. So here we go. I'm at I got this little drill press that still in the box. And for light jobs, it's really good. What I like is it's got a place for the chuck key. This is a Ryobi. Sometimes they get stuck, but that's not a big deal. So what I'm gonna do is drill from both sides. That's easier than making sure things drill level. So drill. One. Looks like I'm a little off on that one. Okay. So that's marked and center punched. I think somebody needs sharpening. Of course, you can put some lube on it too, which I don't have here. I guess we'll have to sharpen that. There you go, sharpened bit. What a difference! Okay, I just made a pilot hole because you realize this won't go through there. So this side will be as thick as this. The other side will be as thick as that because I'm just going to set it in and tack it. I don't have to worry about it acting as a carriage bolt because it'll still act as one, but it doesn't need to be friction tight in there. So let's change bits. I got another one. Let's see. Oops. That'll be for the other side. Let's see. Okay, for a second there, I thought I screwed up. Okay, so this will be the carriage bolt side. I was looking at this and thinking, that's on the wrong side, but no, that's where it has to be. I had marked all 4 sides, so when I was drilling it, naturally I turned it over. What I was thinking of the last one I marked, which was on the other side. So let's put this in here. About there. Me tinks. Yes, me tinks. So this is the outside because it's got the taper that way. I guess you're going to... No, you won't see that because it got the horns on top of it. I don't like seeing it off center like that, but the holes on the truck are already there. The other side, the holes are totally wrong. I got to fill them and make new ones. I didn't want to do that on this side. Okay. Somebody didn't tighten that. Okay, here we go. See how that fits. I guess I can't till, yeah. Okay. Now we'll do the other side with a more appropriate bit, which is the same. And that's it there. I'm gonna, actually it doesn't look like it's really been used, so it should be pretty sharp. Put it up there, then I don't lose it. Because if I lose it, I'm gonna lose it. Yeah. Perfect. Look at that. Right through. And the outer hole. I guess I should go all the way with it. Or maybe I can pat that in there. I just don't want to dent my pipe, my tube. So let's do that. So here you have it. I actually tapped it and it's kind of made a square hole for that. So that's going to go on there. I got two different size carriage bolts. That's why I had trouble getting this second one in. Anyway, life in the fast lane. I got to fix that. That's ridiculous. You got a big one and a little one. Oh dear. Should be two big ones, I guess. Bonehead by design. There you see where I hammered it and it made a little bit of a square because I didn't drill right through. So here we have it. I think you're on the screen. Oops, we've moved it. There it is. Okay, so here we have it. See how accurate I am. It's not too bad. I think I have to line it up just a little bit when I tighten it. I think that'll be good. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I've got these three marked, and I'm using these special bolts. I took the galvanizing off on my, I don't know if you can see it, with my sander, and I'm going to fuse them on there. So I just have to line them up correctly. So I already marked them. They're 3 1/8 centers. This is the air horns, and I had to ream them out a little bit with a drill. It's aluminum, it's not a big deal. So we want to go I'm making it so it's flush on this side. So it's not in the center, it's flush on this side. So that means I'd have to go in 3/4 of an inch because that's 1.5 inch pipe. So we'll mark it this way. Oh no. What did I do? Boopity boop boop. Actually, it's 5/8. I made a difference. Yeah, that's right. Because I wanted it flush on the front. And that piece is 1.25 inches, not it. And this is 1.5 inches. So we want to go in 5/8 from the front. So actually, it's going to sit on the back. Yeah, okay. I'm not confused. I'm just totally confused. Okay, so we'll go like that. And go like that. And go like that. Let's see if we can give you a show of that. There you can see it. And the next one. And the next one. So when we put that on there, we just got to eyeball it up. Like that. Centered. So that's what we're going to do next. It's funny, these are not flat. Huh. Well, that could cause a problem. They're not flat. They got a dished end. So I guess I can remove it. I did remove some of it. So here comes the noise. Let's pause it for this because it's too noisy. Have this little thing here. Just twist it a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty straight. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the shoulder of the bolt, and that's my filler. When I go around, it melts right in. Does a pretty nice job. That's welded solid. Now we do the next one. Again, we center it on the crosshairs there. My little Mickey Mouse tool. Put that way a bit. Oops, that's hot. Wonder why. This way. Has to go that way a bit. Okay, move away. Okay, that one's done. I should have checked it before. Wow. Wow. Other than I got a stray arc on the top, it looks like it's bang on. And the next one is here. Yep. So line it up with the crosshairs. Put on the tool. Pull it that way a little bit. And that way. That's got it, I think. Okay. Now that, unless it moved or I made a mistake, fit right on there. Like this. Look at that. Fits right on there. So when it's cool, I think I should throw some paint on there because the galvanized bolts will rust. So I'm just going to throw a little bit of paint on there. Where are we? There we are. Well, I got this put together. It's only temporary because I have to make a thick gasket in between there and a gasket for here. But we can actually see what it looks like now. Let's put it on. Hopefully it doesn't fall off while I'm reaching for it. Oh, goodness gracious, I can't see it. Where is it? Right there. This is a two-person job. On account of if I push too hard, I'll push it right out. And then I'll have dented trumpets. There we go, got one on. She's good. Oops, that's the other bolt. Oh dear. Okay. So, put that on there. Now, let's have a look at what it looks like. Wow. Not too bad. Not too shabby. And then follow the contour of the nose because the nose is thinner at the front than the back. So just have to tighten them up so it shows that properly. The other side I got holes. Apparently these holes were for holding some sort of light or something. I don't know. That's what the previous owner told me. There she is. It's a tiny bit crooked, but I got a little bit of play in this. I just have to, once I get my rubber done in that. So there's one mounted. I don't have it wired. I haven't gone to that stage yet, but I think that looks really good. Look at that. Oh yeah. And over here from the front, look at that. I mean, just look at that. Please like and subscribe because I got other things. I got to do the other side now too, which is I've already got this tube made, and I've got it welded cap, that is. Just got to do the drilling for the carriage bolts. And this, of course, is loose. I didn't tighten it. You have to tighten it right there. Plus, it needs a rubber gasket in there. But it's going to look really good, I think. Yep. I might have to make a spacer because it's sitting on the rivet head there, or the carriage bolt head there, and down here it isn't, so it's crooked. Although it doesn't look that crooked. I'm still going to make it parallel. There you go. Please like and comment and subscribe.